Hello, welcome for watching my other video again, and this time is another handgun review. Okay, this time is a revolver, ASG brand Dan Wesson model 715, 2.5 inch barrel length, CO2 full metal construction, 6mm configuration in silver finish. Okay, so here is the box. Okay, come with the gun. Okay, the speed loader and 6 shells. Okay, the package is rather simple. The gun is kept wrapped in this bubble wrap and an instruction manual and the Allen key. Now the Allen key is for you to adjust the hop up, and yes, eventually they come with the hop up unit with this particular model. Okay, here is the instruction manual. Okay, here have some description, describe the features, some safety precaution. Okay, the safety operation, how to insert the capsule, how to load the shell and the BBs. Okay, how to open and close the cylinder latch. All right, and how to adjust the hop up. And at the back is some accessories available as a kind of propaganda. Now look carefully at these two pictures, okay, especially this one. Look at the hammer. All right, now if you have ever owned or have saw some full metal airsoft revolver, they are branded as Win gun, okay, the 700 series. So this gun is actually manufactured by the same manufacturer, so it is a Taiwanese product. All right, okay, set aside. So let's talk about some specification. All right, focus. Okay, so here is the specification. I don't have a suitable weight scale, so the weight is I just copied from the manual. Okay, almost 1 kilogram, and the maximum energy and the sight radius, I didn't have the video footage when I tested. Okay, because I don't have the assistance and I don't have a dedicated camera equipment. So once I have the accuracy and the chrono test, I cannot film the video. So, but this is the test results. Okay, so let's talk about the features of the gun. Okay, now the grip is 2-piece. Okay, you can pry out the left side and the capsule is loaded inside here. Now here is the Allen key included inside the grip piece, so for you to load the capsule. Okay, very handy. All right, and you don't need to worry about losing the Allen key. All right, now this grip is very comfortable. Okay, the original handgun, I mean the real firearm, is the grip is made by Hulk with rubberized overmold grip. And this grip obviously is not, but it is also made with some overmold polymer, rubber. Okay, rubber-like. So it fits your hands very well. Okay, like a glove, very comfortable. Okay, almost the best handgun grip came in the factory. Okay, now the gun is unloaded. Okay, but the CO2 capsule is loaded. So later on, I may have some dry firing, but it could be very loud. Okay, as a warning, if you are using headphones, remember to turn the volume down. Okay. Now, some operations. Okay, here is the cylinder latch. Is on the crane, not on the frame. You pull this down and you can swing out the cylinder. Rather unique, unlike the Colt, Smith & Wesson and Ruger. Okay, a very unique design. Okay, And here you have a safeties on here. Okay, you push forward to lock it and backwards to unlock. So there is a indications over here. All right. Okay. Now it is a very realistic replica, but it's still not perfect. Okay, obviously it is made with some, I think it's some high quality zinc alloy, so it is a chrome light finish. So you can see the finish is very glossy, almost mirror-like, unlike the real firearm, which is a matte brushed stainless finish. Okay. Also, you can see there's 2 pins. Okay, to pin the barrel. Okay, while the real firearm is screws on the actual firearm and an additional barrel shroud, and you have a lock nut over here. If you have the real firearms, they came with the special tools for you to unscrew this knob, and we can remove the barrel shroud and unscrew the barrel, change to different barrel length. But this replica doesn't have these features. If you want a different barrel length, you need to buy the separate gun. Okay, here is 2 circles, try to replicate the pivot internal mechanism, and here is 1, but this one is not on the real firearm. Okay, the markings very simple. 357 Magnum and Dan Wesson logo and ASG laser engraved in here, and here we have the unique serial number. Right, and these are all markings on this gun. Now, if previously I own a 4-inch version, I trade out and for this 2.5-inch version, they have some additional laser engraved markings over here, 6mm made in Taiwan, is blah blah blah, etc., something like that. But this one has gone with that. Okay, so much more nicer. Okay. Now, the hammer spur is longer than the real firearm. Okay, and here it has a cutout on the flame because it is an gas-operated gun. So there is a gas passageway on the right side inside the mechanism, and the firing control has to be shifted to the left side. So in order to accommodate this additional piece on the hammer, it has a cutout on the flame. So another distinguishable features that you can tell it from the real firearm. Okay, and also the screw here, they just use some ordinary Phillips head screws, while the real firearm using some hex screws. Okay, so another difference. Okay, now here on top you have the holes for you to adjust the hop up. Now, unlike ordinary people knowledge, you turn the hop up anti-clockwise to increase the hop, while clockwise direction to decrease the hop. So remember that. Okay. What else? Okay, the extraction. Okay, here is the extractional functional extractor rod and the extractor star. Okay. Now, this is an update version. There is a cutout in the cylinder to accept its proprietary moon clips. They have a moon clip set available separately. The set includes 2 moon clips, 12 shell, and a holder in double stack configuration. So have you seen the footage of Jerry Michalik anticipating some revolver competition? You can see there's some moon clips on his belt. Okay, those moon clip package for this gun is in similar way, but in double stack. Okay, but it doesn't sold in the place that I live. Okay, come with this speed loader. It's very easy to use. Okay, all you have to do is just put the shell in, and then you hold it in place with your palm. Then you push this knot inward, and then you twist it and you lock it. And if you need to load it, okay, you open the cylinder. Okay, you insert the shell. Now, I would recommend don't push here. Okay, it works, but sometimes it doesn't work correctly. But you push this thicker portion. Okay, let me demonstrate it. It's more reliable. Okay. Okay, easy to load. Okay. Okay, now in order to, for a safety concern, I'll just remove the shell. Okay. Now, previously I've shown you the specification and I have indicated, have shown you the muzzle velocity, the muzzle energy. Okay, it varies. It varies a lot, ranges from 0.8 joules up to the 1.3 joules. The reason for that is because it is a double and single action revolver. Okay, if you have a single action mode, okay, the hammer is cocked more rearward. Okay, so you have a more travel to hit the valves, releasing more valves and releasing more CO2 gas. So the muzzle energy will go to the higher end, while in the double action mode, the hammer will drop in a closer distance. Here. Okay, it still have some distance between distance differences between the single action and the double action. Okay, here is the difference. So in double action mode, the energy will be, the muzzle velocity will be in the lower end. But even though in the higher end, it is still game feel safe. All right. Now the trigger is pretty heavy. Single action trigger is heavy. Now, let me wrap about. I don't want to make a great noise, but if it's unavoidable, it could be very loud. Okay, because it is CO2 capsule load. Okay, I just placed something. Okay, and I squeeze the trigger. I hope it won't create too much noise. Okay, the single action trigger is very it's pretty stiff, but it's clean and it's crisp. Okay, now double action is another story. Okay, double action mode is heavy and long, and also especially particularly heavy and take up. All right, you need some extra force at the beginning. All right, and later I will explain why. Okay, and here you go. Right, double action. Okay, so luckily I didn't hit the valve, so it doesn't create a loud noise. Otherwise, this gun is pretty loud. Okay, and it is a very heavy gun, so it feels really good. Okay, so why is the double action is tough at the beginning? Well, it's because the locking mechanism of the cylinder, they simplified the design. Okay, so as you saw here, as you see here, okay, I do nothing to the controls here. I can rotate the cylinder freely. Okay, but there's some clicks when it was in line with the barrel, when the chamber aligned with the barrel. Okay, but if it is cocked, it locks up. So there's a locking mechanism, but it is a simplified one, not as realistic as the real firearm. And how did they do that? Okay, is the barrel. This is the forcing cone. Okay, you can see the inner barrel is spring loaded. Okay, so when the cylinder move, okay, when the chamber aligned, the forcing cone is sit on the cylinder. There's a chamfer over here, and the forcing cone is angled. Okay, so it sits on top of it. And when the cylinder needs to move, it has to break this spring tension. Okay, so you see the inner barrel will push forward if the cylinder has to move, but once it was aligned, it sits backwards. All right. So this is a huge problem, especially when the gun is new. Okay, and here I will show you some modification that can reduce this initial take-up pressure. All right, Now all you need is a punch, okay, and a marker pen. And why you need a marker pen? Well, let me show you later. Now the marker pen, okay, let's have some marks over here, okay, and here to later know the correct alignment. Okay, here is a wooden block. Okay, now when you when your gun is new, it is a little bit difficult. You may need a hammer, but I've done this already, so I just use my hand can drive the pin out. Okay, remember to drive from this direction to the left side, from the left side to the right side. Okay, and you can see here the pin, there's some press on the pin which helps it to secure inside the hole. Okay, so that's the reason why I have some markings over here. Later when I reinsert this, I aligned with the marks that I made, so I won't be widening the hole on the flame. Okay, and here's the long one is at the top and the short one is at the bottom. Okay, simple as that. Okay, and now can pull up the outer barrel, and here you see the spring. Okay, here is my trick. Okay, I let this part of the spring wrap on the wider region, and the whole spring is set a little bit backward, so this reduce the stress and thus reduce the pressure that I need to when I pull the trigger and break the connection between the cylinder and the forcing cone. All right. Now the inner barrel is measured almost 2.5, because you have to remember that there's a forcing cone is another piece over here. Okay, let me remove this for you to show it off. Okay, so actually if you count to this portion, the barrel actually only lengths 60 millimeters. Okay, so put this back on. Right, now reinsert the pin. If it is done correctly in a correct alignment, I don't require tools to drive the pin in. I could just use my nail. Okay, easy. Okay, another one. Right, see, I don't need to use any tools to drive it in, just my nail. It's done. Nice. Okay, so here is my short review of this ASG brand Dan Wesson model 715 full metal construct CO2 powered 6mm version revolver. Okay, now it's not, it is ideal, no, but it is probably the best full metal airsoft revolver of modern day design currently on the market. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.